Hey guys, this top 10 is one I started a while back and stopped due to difficulties thinking up the script. But I decided to try again, with a few different candidates. So, here are my top 10 twin-tailed anime girls. Those 10 girls with one of the most distinctive hairstyles in anime. Now this list will only include girls who wear their hair in tails, short and long. No fancy styles like drills. Sorry, mommy. Their tails must show individual strands of hair, so girls like Chio Mihama are out, and the tails must hang from the sides of their heads, not behind, so no girls like Tamako Kitashirakawa. And please remember, this is my list. Therefore, my opinions and tastes will differ to yours. If you see a character you dislike, deal with it. If you don't see one of your favorite characters, deal with it. Right, that's the important stuff out of the way, so let's get started. Number 10. Sayaka Suzuki from Pony Pony Dash. The good girl of Momotsuki Academy, number 6, as she is known in the anime, is easily one of the sweetest girls you could ever meet. She was actually one of my first 13 angels, and I still adore her to pieces. But, well, times change. I have a feeling that number 6 would be one of the easiest people to befriend. However, as with any other person, she's not without fault. The one big fault she has is she's too much of a good girl. She never says no to people when they ask her to do things for them, which means that she's easily exploited. Now there's nothing wrong with wanting to help people. If anything, that's how most of society should be personally. The problem is when you do it constantly and it eats into your personal time. Number 6 really needs to learn to refuse people sometimes. Still, her gentle and sweet personality does kind of compensate for this. Unfortunately, it's not enough to place her higher. But her incredibly pure heart gives her enough points to land her at number 10. Number 9. Anzu Karatani from Girls on Punter. When I first started watching GUP, I thought I was going to hate Anzu. She basically forced Tankery onto Miho, even blackmailing her with, I think it was expulsion? Not a very good start. However, as time went on, her character quickly improved, and I came to really like her. She was a very good student council president, I will admit. And she was actually quite funny sometimes. Like with... Yes, she utterly humiliated Miho and her friends with that. But she also said that their failure that time was a joint failure, so I'll give her credit for having herself and the other two join in. It's also blatantly obvious that she enjoyed it. She did make me laugh a lot. But I have to fault her for two things. The way she abused her power with Miho early on, though the other two weren't exactly friendly about it either. Not even Yuzu, and she was my favorite member of the council. But biggest of all, the fact that she didn't tell anyone why she was starting Tankery up again until the battle against the Russian school. And that is a huge red flag against her. She was going to tell Miho, but never did. Why? I don't recall. And those reasons are why she isn't higher on this list. Still, her unending confidence and skill in a tank are just enough to land her at number 9. Number 8. Francisca Lucchini from Strike Witches. First of all, this chick is a big fat pervert. Let's just get that out of the way. But she's a likable pervert. Out of all the members of the 501st, I'd say Francisca is the most fun. She always enjoys pulling pranks, and she'd rather spend her day sleeping or burying herself in Shirley's chest. Kind of makes you wonder why she's a soldier, right? But we do know that she will take her role as a witch seriously when the situation demands it, and she does her job very well. But her age means that, Outside of battle, she's lazy and a bit of a brat, though not quite as much as a certain someone. Hurry! And what is it about the girl's breasts that fascinates her so much? I'm quite frankly amazed that no one has knocked her lights out. I'm certain she has it coming. And an ass-whooping as well. But it's really hard to dislike Francesca. Her idiocy is, I'd say, the best part about her, as with many other idiots. Every anime should have at least one, as long as that idiocy is offset by seriousness from time to time. And that is the case with this girl. Too bad it's not enough to place her any higher than 8. However, if you're looking for a fun-loving playmate, and you don't mind being groped, if you're a girl of course, then look no further than Francesca Lucchini. Number 7. Nikki Net from Inugami-san to Nekoyama-san. The midgets are a very varied breed in anime. You have the confident ones, the abusive ones, the mature for their age ones, the amusing ones, the whole lot. Nikki Net definitely fits into that 4th group. She's somewhat like Bugs Bunny, able to be funny without really trying. I could be wrong on that, so feel free to correct me. She also doesn't seem to be bothered about her height, unlike others I've seen. Although, the whole nocturnal thing can't be healthy, and I'd hardly call cheese slices a snack. What is she descended from? A mouse-owl hybrid? Whatever. Her relationship with her wife, Yukiji, if that's actually true, is also quite charming, though a little backstory on how they met and what made Nikki Net decide to make Yukiji her wife would have been nice. If only we had actually seen the kiss they had. What was the deal with that? It's a Yuri anime. You're supposed to show kissing. I can't actually think of any faults for Nikki Net, aside from a lack of screen time. She's just a brilliant character, and she gets to number 7. Number 6. Madoka Kaname from Quella Magi Madoka Magica. A perfect example of hero. We first meet her as a normal high school girl who has been having weird dreams. Then starts happening. I'm quite impressed that Madoka kept her sanity through everything that happened. Constant witch attacks, the death of Mami and Sayaka, everything with Homura. I have to congratulate her for keeping her head. Such a sweet girl put through everything she was. And let's not forget the sacrifice she made at the end, for the whole planet and all magical girls, past, present, and future. It's just too bad it was kind of in vain, because while the witches may have disappeared, those new enemies popped up. Still, what Madoka did was incredibly noble, giving up her physical life, becoming an entity that only Homura remembered. I don't think you could get any more selfless than that. And she was a really good girl, never told lies and never did bad things. Well, she did lie about not knowing about Sayaka's death, but I can let that slide. I also loved how supportive she was with her friends. Madoka was such a sweet girl, it's a real shame that she erased her own existence. Still, it was incredibly noble, as I said, and she makes number 6. Number 5. Renge Miyauchi from Non Non Biyori. When we think of first graders, we generally think of loud, troublemaking kids who can have a tendency to test an adult's patience. Not Renge. I seriously cannot think of any kids more awesome than her. She's only in the 1st grade, but man, she's a hell of a girl. So mature and so darn funny. She makes a brilliant little sister. There wasn't one time where Ren-chan didn't make me smile. Her personality and way with words, combined with her childish fascination of the world outside the country, easily makes her a ridiculously lovable kid. It's also great that she is never shown being a brat, unlike Natsumi, though I do like Natsumi. And her time with her short-lived friend Honoka showed that she has a really big heart. It was a little sad when Honoka left, and seeing Renge cry just made me go, she's crying, oh god, she's crying! If I was to rate my favorite anime emotos, Renge would without question be near the top. She is just that great. I seriously cannot find anything about her to fault. Like with Sora Sayonji from Homeward, Renge is a little sister I would have loved to have had. If you've seen Non Non Biyori and don't like Renge, you have a problem. Because of her sheer awesomeness, Renge gets to number 5. Number 4. Kagami Hiragi from Lucky Star. When it comes to tsunderes, there are 3 classes. The lower class tsunderes, who show some sun but are really just big lovable softies. The middle class tsunderes, who show equal amounts of sun and dore. And the upper class tsunderes, who show all sun and practically no dore. The ones you'd have to be masochistic to like. Kagami easily fits in between the first and second groups. The responsible older sister of the Hiragi twins, she is one of the most recognizable twin-tails in anime, and one of the first roles we think of when we say Emiri Kato. As a tsundere, Kagami struggles with honesty, something that Konata knows all too well. I would definitely rate her as the sexiest member of the Lucky Star cast, even though it's a chibi anime. In terms of hilarity, I'd rate Kagami second after Konata. She is a great girl, and her tsundere moments rarely fail to make me smile. I also like her responsibility and how she clearly cares about her friends. The one thing that really annoys me, however, is how Nanako never put her in the same class as the other 3. I know Kagami said that it didn't matter and even jabbed at Konata, but only a moron would not see that she was clearly sad about it. I kind of wish she had admitted it, but this is a tsundere we're talking about. Still, that is what makes her who she is, and I don't think anyone sees the need for her to change. And so, she makes number 4. Number 3. Aya Akimichi from Kiniro Mosaic. I'm pretty sure some of you saw this coming. When I first saw Aya, I immediately fell in love with her. It still amazes me how similar she is to Asa Nakano. They both have twin tails, they both have friends that cause them trouble, they're scared of being alone, and they have nicknames they hate. I do wonder how they'd react if they met each other. Like number 6, Aya is without question one of the sweetest girls you could possibly meet. Granted, not all of you will agree, and that's fine. All I'm saying is, give her a chance. As for why I love her so much, well, what isn't there to love about her? I stated in my recent 13 Angels video that seeing Aya almost always stirs my paternal instincts, making me feel like I want to protect her. That probably sounds really creepy to some of you, and I apologize for that. One thing I like about Aya is how she's both a tsundere and a scatterbrain. That is a very interesting combination. However, unlike some other tsunderes I've seen, Aya will be honest every once in a while, like when she had that argument with Yoko in episode 9, although I personally didn't see it as one. Out of all the Kiniro Mosaic girls, Aya easily made me laugh the most. How she hates PE, her dislike about being flat-chested, how she gets easily embarrassed. There wasn't a single moment where she didn't make me smile. And all of this is why Aya makes number 3. And if you don't think she makes a stunning mermaid, go get help. Number 2. Rize Tadeza from Is the Order a Rabbit. Rize is without question one of the best anime girls I've ever had the pleasure of coming across. She's beautiful as hell, she's incredibly sexy, she's moe beyond belief, she's ridiculously hilarious, and she's a pure badass. As soon as I saw her, I had a strong feeling I was gonna like her. And boy, she did not disappoint. As with Aya, Rize is essentially an Asa Nakano clone, though to a much lesser degree. In my eyes, she's the soldier girl version of Asusa. I can quite clearly see why Sharo admires her so much. I wonder if she'll eventually confess to Rize. I think they'd make a pretty decent couple. It was actually quite amusing when she pretended to be Rose, though I seriously would have thought that Chino would have figured things out if she had just looked closer. Speaking of alter egos, that is probably where Rize's beauty becomes most apparent. And it is also one of the few times where we see her normally hidden soft and girly side. Every other time, it's either tsundere or soldier, not that I mind. If someone ever makes a Team Fortress 2 video using Miku Miku Dance, I hope to hell they make a Rize model and have her as the soldier. She fits it perfectly. However, I do have one critique about her, and it is the same critique I brought up in one of my other top 10s. Her weapons. Yes, I know they're for self-defense, but are they really necessary? That village seems like the safest place you could possibly live. I swear, she is going to get herself into trouble one day. Anyway, Rize's abundance of wonderful qualities get her to the runner-up position, just behind my number 1. Alright, I'm pretty sure some of you have long since guessed who the number 1 spot goes to. So before getting to her, let's have a recap. Number 10, Sayaka Suzuki, aka number 6 from Pony Pony Dash. Momotsuki Academy's Good Girl of the Year. Number 9, Anzu Karatani from Girls on Punters, the pint-sized president with killer tankery skills. Number 8, Francesca Lucchini from Strike Witches, the high-flying witch with a weird breast fetish. Number 7, Mikine Neju from Inagami-san to Nakayama-san, the nocturnal lesbian midget. Number 6, Madoka Kaname from Puelai Magi Madoka Magica, showing us what it really means to be a hero. Number 5, Renge Miyauchi from Non Non Biyori, the most awesome little kid I have ever seen. Number 4, Kagamine Hiragi from Lucky Star, my first official tsundere. Number 3, Akimichi from Kinero Mosaic, the Asa Sanakano clone with a pure heart. And number 2, Rize Tadesa from Is the Order a Rabbit. Number 1. Asa Sanakano from K-On! Yeah, you all totally saw this one coming. Could I put someone else? Maybe I could have. Am I being predictable? Maybe I am. Am I pathetic? I guess I am. Do I care? Hell no. Asusa deserved to be on this list. She is my fave twintail, my fave tsundere, my fave cat girl. Try finding a category she doesn't fit into. She might not be the most adorable cat girl, that honor goes to Sumiki Miniwa, but who cares? I fell in love with her in short order and will continue to love her for time to come. She brings an insane level of cuteness to Hokkaido Tea Time, and she makes the band complete. HTT is just not the same without her. It's always hilarious to see her try to be serious, always going on about practice, but then sink to the level of the seniors. She clearly lacks willpower. There is no other anime character I favor more than Asanyan. She's adorable, she's hilarious, she's sweet, she is just like Rize and Aya, but even more incredible. Her relationship with Yui was also adorable. It's pretty obvious she liked what Yui did to her, but as a tsundere, she denied it until the very end, before they graduated. Then she begged them to stay, knowing that it was selfish of her to ask that. Just thinking about that scene makes my heart ache. Sorry, I need a minute. Asanyan is another one of those anime girls I harbor strong paternal feelings for, and the one I wish I could be with the most. Again, I'm really sorry if that sounds creepy. That's kind of my gig. And so, Asusa gets to number 1, but I'm sure you already knew that. Alright, we've come to the end. Please leave me your thoughts. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me who your fave twintails are. And like I say in every video, stay chilled.